ROMSTAR is a publisher not very well known for their games. They're not up there with the likes of a Capcom or Konami, but they're also no chumps either when it comes to making some great games on the Nintendo Entertainment System. How are you feeling? You got John Riggs here checking out some great games from ROMSTAR for the Nintendo Entertainment System. They only had 8 games published according to NESguide.com. We're going to cover all 8 games in this video. We're ranking them along the way. That video starts right now. Baseball Stars 2 is the follow-up, of course, to Baseball Stars, which we featured in the SNK video. Baseball Stars, for my money, the best NES baseball game of all time. And Baseball Stars 2, very, very good. It's lacking something. It's missing something SNK-tastic. It's really, 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 really good. Just not Baseball Stars good, but still very good. It plays exactly like how I love my baseball NES games to play, or just baseball games in general. The angles of everything, where they are, where people are, what buttons do what. It's perfect, and this game plays very, very well. I'm putting this game as a B. It's not as great as Baseball Stars. I know I've said in previous videos that I rank these games amongst themselves, but I'm still giving this game a B. It's very, very good. Champion Bowling. This is a game that you may have seen once or twice looking through old collections, game conventions. This one pops up pretty regularly. It's a decent bowling game for the NES. There's really nothing bad about it. I mean, outside of the fact that it could be really bowling, I suppose. I don't know. But as far as bowling video games go, hey, you know what? It actually plays okay. I'm giving this game a C. It's fine. It's a fine bowling game. It really is. It's a C. You talk about these hidden gems, you talk about Cowboy Kid, one of the greatest NES games of all time. And if you're thinking to yourself, Cowboy Kid, I've never even heard of this game. Well, it's exactly, this is why I love doing these videos. So Cowboy Kid, excellent 2-player game. You play as the new sheriff in town, and you're trying to, defeat the bad guys. But it has that view. It plays a lot like the Goemon games, or if you're not familiar with Goemon for the Famicom, did you ever play Legend of the Mystical Ninja for the Super Nintendo? Before it got to the 2D side-scrolling part, it looked like this, and the whole game plays like this. It's excellent. You can go in shops and get weapons, you can play some games, get items, talk to the townsfolk, defeat the bad guys, and it's an excellent, again, 2-player couch co-op game. It's called Cowboy Kid. It's so excellent. You look for it now, you're looking for a physical copy of this game, it goes up there in price now for an NES game, but you have other means to play it, I know you do. Cowboy Kid, super, super good. I'm giving this game an A. We talked about bowling earlier, now we have darts in the form of magic darts. I liked the fact that you could play as either, boy or girl, and then there's like a robot and a monkey and some other crazy things in here too. And you know what? It's actually kind of a fun game. It really is. Now darts, here in America at least, here in the United States of America, darts is darts. Darts is the thing that you see at the pub, you see at the bar, you might see an electronic version of it, or just, in the basement somewhere, some darts. But man, you watch some of these tournaments in the UK, they take their darts very seriously. It is insane. And they're very, very good too. Actually, it was watching some of those UK tournaments with darts to make me go, oh, you don't actually want to get the bullseye every time. You're looking for like other things. Like you're looking for like the triple 20s or something like that. I mean, there's little things in there. A lot of nuance with darts. I mean, it's more than just throwing it and hope it actually lands on the dartboard, first off. Right? If you're like me anyway. Where after a while you start throwing it like underhand, stuff like that, just to see if it sticks. Magic darts, I'm gonna put this game as a C. It's still darts, but it's still kind of fun to play. It's worth checking out, I think. Especially if you play as like the monkey or the robot. It's pretty cool. It's fun. Now lawn darts, that's the game we need. Have to look into that. Rally bike, it's a bike game. It's like another one of these like overhead racing games. It's another one of these kind of like bump and jump without the bump or the jump kind of games. It's all right. It's okay. It's a rally bike game. I just wish there was something else going on with it. Even if it was a straight up rip off of Bump and Jump, but you play as a motorcycle, I'd be cool with that. That's something. This game, man, you're on a bike. And when I say bike, I mean motorcycle, right? This game, I'll give a C. It's not terrible. It's just, it's okay. It's C. Thunder and Lightning's great because at least it spoils what the game is in the box art. That was the thunder right there, apparently. Let's call it what it is. It's an Arkanoid clone. It's a breakout clone to the point where you actually get your same kind of upgrades, the multi-ball, the extended bar, for Ricochet and all that. It's still a fun game. I still like this game. It's so weird that it's just, they'd come out with this and just kind of like slide it in as a like, oh, here's a Thunder and Lightning, and it's a Breakout clone. And I do love me some Breakout, so don't get me wrong. But when you have games like Arkanoid, this just kind of came in and it's like, all right, well, I mean, thank you, but I'd rather just play Arkanoid, Decent game. Arkanoid's great. This game, your controller moves a little bit slower too, but it's still pretty fun. Oh, you know what? Along with the other games, I'll put this game as a B. It's still kind of fun. It's not Arkanoid, but it's still great. It's still fun. I still like playing it. Speaking of clones, if I was like an Angry Video Game Nerd clone or a Metal Jesus clone, maybe I'd have more subscribers by now. But as it turns out, more than half of the people who watch these videos aren't even subscribed yet. Do me a huge favor, hit the subscribe button, especially if you like videos like this. I always have a new one coming up, and I've done so many of them in the past. After this video, you can binge watch the entire playlist. I wouldn't mind. Twin Eagle, great arcade shooter, plays a helicopter. I kind of like the games every once in a while where he plays a helicopter. You're always playing as an airplane, whether it be like a, like a prop job or some kind of like, like F-14 Tomcat, whatever those airplanes are called. I don't know, I don't fly a plane. It's kind of cool that you get to play as a helicopter every once in a while. This game, great, like I said, arcade shooter, 2 players simultaneous, fun game, great game. Especially when it comes to shooters. It has that difficulty level where some things start piling up on you and you want to get your upgrade, but you have to sacrifice it because you don't want to get shot. I go for it every time. I get shot every time. Not all arcade ports translate very well to the NES, and this one does pretty well. I'm going to give this game a B. At least I'll give it a B. I have some friends who would give it an A, maybe even an S, but this way I'll give it a B. It's fair. World Champ. Again, another boxing game, like Ring King, not Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I always got so excited whenever I see a boxing game, because I was like, oh my god, here's more Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, right? Not even close. In fact, it plays a lot more like Ring King. In fact, now that I think about it, it plays strikingly like Ring King than it does anything else. And it's just, I wish there was more to it than this kind of boxing game. It's not great. I mean, it really isn't. It's, thank you for having a boxing game. Right? And I mean, I love watching live boxing. Like when HBO has boxing and stuff like that, I like watching that quite a bit. This is not that same experience. I really wish it was. It's not. But it's also, I mean, I gotta think back to like back in the day, you had 2 buttons and button combinations with the D-pad. It was hard to make a boxing video game just based on those. I mean, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out did it because it was cartoony and kind of over the top. When you do something like this, which also has a little bit of a cartoony feel to it, still not quite the same. I'll put this game as a D. And not only did I give World Champ a D, this entire tier list is shaped like the letter D. Look at that. I do this style of video as often as possible. I've even done like Super Nintendo games too. Binge this entire playlist. So many great companies, so many great games to talk about, and a few hidden gems and maybe games that you completely passed up that you didn't even know existed are featured in these videos. So make sure you check all these out. There's always a new one coming up soon, and we'll see you very soon.